And so we're thinking about what we wanted to share with all of us today. And for me, it's that we're coming up on a year marker of this, whatever this is, this new reality, this new life and world. And today is March 10th. And I think that the first stay-at-home orders came out on the 13th of 2020. And we were introduced to this term, COVID-19.
COVID-19.
So 1 year. We're coming up on 1 year, and whatever that is, Friday now.
I was just reading the other day about how many people left like half mugs of coffee on their desks thinking they were coming back.
Oh, like to the work, to office.
Leaving workplaces, and then how many people came back.
And something had grown.
Maybe still haven't come back to, yeah.
That's gross. Thank you for sharing that. As I think about this year, and there's so many things, personal level, family, school, world, global politics, everything, and but through all of that, asking the question, like, where do I see God showing up, and what is God doing, and for us as a church, as Mosaic, where have we seen God work? And we've talked so much about this, but made the quick shift to that first Sunday that we couldn't be in our building and met in a bunch of homes. For those of you that jumped in those, and then we did a little quick video thing that we did online for the first time, and then that following week said those can't even be in person, and so we shifted to virtual house gatherings, and that's worked so significantly throughout this past year.
It's been unbelievable. I know what I witness happening in my house gathering, what I hear from people, and then what's echoed around from other house gatherings is just been like, we're just seeing God move in ways people consistently say, I've never been more connected with my church family. I've never had this depth of relationship. I've never grown this much with God. That's one of the things that is just so amazing in a year of so much loss and so much transition, that we've experienced joy and authentic community united around Jesus through our house gatherings.
Well, and it's so many of us have asked the question, like, how do we just get through? How do we get, and we have to ask that, and hopefully that we have answers for that, what that looks like. But how many people that I've talked to that have talked about how they've grown and how they've got, which kind of sounds amazing and crazy, and so just want to consistently be grateful to God for what He's done in the midst of this, and as you say, like, what people are experiencing in those. I think of this as we seek to follow Jesus, that we want to grow and become more like Him.
Yeah.
And the difference of actually interacting on Sundays is just different than what we've kind of been conditioned to. That somebody said it this way. They said, what happens in circles is more impactful or important or something than rows. And you think about that, sitting in a row, and that's great. And so, so much good can happen in that. And I think of Sundays and sitting in a row versus being interactive and facing one another and being in a circle and that kind of engagement. And so the kind of the relational element of it. And so again, just grateful that we have leaned into that and seen God grow us and bless us and take care of us.
Absolutely. One of the ways that we've experienced it, and the people that are in my is that there's just a diverse amount of people. There's diverse ages. There's there's people from different walks of life. There's people from different experiences. And so in a year of turmoil and change, inviting people from different life experiences
that typically wouldn't have interacted.
That wouldn't have.
I've talked to so many people that said, like, I've been at Mosaic for X amount of years, fill in the blank, 4 years, 12 years, whatever it might be. And I've never talked to this person, never been in a relationship and gotten to know them. And one of my favorite little stories is a friend at Mosaic saying, oh yeah, I found out that, so-and-so just lives within 5 minutes of me, and he's had extra pizza a number of times, and I've just gone over and gotten it.
Oh, yeah. I love my house gathering, but I have thought about joining that house gathering too.
Just because of the pizza?
Yeah, for the pizza. I've also heard tacos, which might be a bigger pull
That's
for me.
going to be a new one for me. I had not heard that. So, anyways,
but I do just want to say, like, one of the beautiful and unexpected parts of house gatherings is that that's actually what's intended with relationships within a church family.
Yeah,
is that people
absolutely.
from different experiences are coming together around Jesus, and that we're not just living individually, taking what we've learned and trying to work it out personally, that we're actually working it out in a community. And so I have loved that.
Yeah.
I've loved that.
As you're saying this, I'm realizing that if you're watching and you're like, I've heard about those, but I've never really gotten involved. I hope two things for you. One, your heart kind of goes, I want that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you hate Zoom, or you don't like the screen, or you've had enough screen, and I get that. But that you actually long for that you want that. And the second thing is that you would find your way into one. We've got, I think, 12 of them right now that are virtual house gatherings, and then we've got one is at Shepherd's Door, and then another one. We're just trying this experiment on Sunday morning, 10 a.m. in our church building. Last Sunday was the first one. We're going to try it again this Sunday and try it through March. And so if you want to try one in person, you can do that, or you can log on and do that.
Mm-hmm. And also, you can be in a house gathering and still be pretty done with a virtual house gathering and still be pretty done with Zoom.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
And maybe I've experienced that. Maybe I've actually said that too.
It's still worth it.
Yes.
It's still worth it.
Yeah. Thanks for letting us kind of share and talk about that. I'm realizing we're supposed to talk about Easter and what's coming up.
Yeah. Well, but one of the really cool things is that we get to baptize people who've made the decision to follow Jesus, and we get to baptize on Easter. So whether you're watching that as part of our digital experience, whether your services, you can RSVP for those. We get that opportunity. And one of the people we're baptizing is...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope it's okay. Can we say his name? Is that weird?
I think it's fine.
Yeah. I've not even met him yet. Alexander, I've not met you, and I look forward to meeting you. But Alexander found his way into one of our virtual house gatherings, had recently been led to Jesus, if I got the story right, been led to Jesus by a friend of his, and said, hey, you get a part of a church, and found Mosaic online, so never been in our building, and is going to get baptized, and is excited. He's got a couple of buddies that are going to come and be there in the room with him on Easter Sunday, April 4th. And so, gosh, just another way that we're saying God's at work in our city and in our church.
It's mind-blowing. I mean, this is somebody who has not yet, who's become part of the Mosaic family, following Jesus together with this church, who has found us since we have been digital and found a house gathering.
Yeah. So we say this all the time, and I've heard it for years and years and years, is that the church is us, is the people, and not a building, and we're actually getting to taste and experience that in a new way. So
absolutely, yeah. So if you are somebody who has not yet been baptized, but you have made the decision to follow Jesus, or you have questions about it, we want to talk to you. Contact us. info@mosaicportland.org. You can email any of the staff members on our webpage for staff, and we would love to talk to you about that happening on Easter. And we also want to invite you to make your plans for Easter. So consider, am I going to watch it digitally and invite people to watch it digitally with me? Or am I going to come to an in-person gathering and I'm going to register for that? Just make those plans. And
just to be clear, we are going to have both on Easter building for the first time in a year, and it's just for Easter Sunday. This isn't a change that we're making going forward, but it'll be a special Sunday. April 4th is a band. We're going to teach live and do all of that in our building for that one Sunday. Right now we've got 3 gatherings planned, 8:30, 10, and 11:30, and so RSVP for those will be spaced and all that stuff, and then it'll be broadcast live as well, I think at 10.
At 10,
yeah. So you'll be able to watch it like normal at 10 a.m. on Sundays, like we've been doing this whole year, or in person. And again, for both of those, be thinking about who might actually participate and join with us on that Sunday. It's gonna be a great time to celebrate Jesus.
So looking forward to it. Yeah.
Well, hey, got a lot more stuff we can talk about now because we're being told that this is long enough. And so thank you so much for watching this and joining us, whether it's live on Wednesday or you're picking it up through the email on Thursday or later. Thanks for logging in and checking